Handicapper Steve here, handicapping day number 2 of the Breeders' Cup at San Anita Park here on Saturday, November the 2nd, 2013. Well, day number 1 from San Anita was a day of upsets. Starting off with the marathon, the 6th race, where London Bridge won with Mike Smith. An upset was the heavy favorite 4 pulled up out of the race. Then Mike Smith came back in the next race to Juvenile Turf, where he did win with outstrip for Godolphin, giving the trainer his first Breeders' Cup win, giving Mike Smith his 19th career Breeders' Cup win. Going to the Dirt Mile, which was a really great race, wire-to-wire winner with gold cents. Then to the Juvenile Phillies Turf, another one of those races that was really good for the winner, Trezelism, with Richard Hughes. Great win. And then to probably one of the best races I've seen in the past 6 years of any Breeders' Cup race, what was the Breeders' Cup Distaff, where Beholder won easily with the comeback kid, as Larry Collins calls it, with Gary Stevens in the saddle. Day 1 was all about speed. If you're on the lead, you're probably going to win. So I went into handicapping day number 2 with that in mind. So let's go on to the action with today's 4th race, which is the 30th running of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Fillies Grade 1 event. Purse $2 million for Fillies 2-year-olds. Field of 10 going a mile in 1/16 here. And I'm going to go with the 10 horse here. Very hard race to handicap, but I found the 10. She's a Tiger with 6-1 with the comeback kid in the saddle, Gary Stevens. Last time out there on San Anita, mile 16 on September 28th in the Chandelier Stakes, a Grade 1 event. Came 7 by head that day. It was 3 wide clear and very gamely that day. The horse who won that day, Secret Compass, is in this race also, breaking from the 4-hole. That race she stalked, was up near the leader, was stalking, and was kind of the speed that day. What the 4 was the speed, but I think if she's stalking again today, I think this horse can handle it. Then Del Mar debutant on August 31st at 7 furlongs. Del Mar won by half length. He dueled it and cleared and held that day. Then Del Mar in the Sorrentino Stakes came second by half length. He had a bit led and fought back that day. I do like this horse here, 6-1. The post position from the outside, I don't know if this horse can handle it, but I'm just I hope this horse does good. So going with this one. So recap my bets for race number 4 from San Anita, the Juvenile Fillies, going with the 10. Let's get on to race number 5 from San Anita. What's the 15th edition of the Breeders' Cup Filly Mare Turf, going for a purse of $2 million, Grade 1 for Fillies Mares, drills and upwards, going 1.25 miles. 10 horses going post here. Found this race again very hard to handicap. Another one of these races that are just very difficult. The European Invaders won both races on the Friday card. This race, I think a horse from America could win, but also have a European horse who I'm going with. This race, I'm going to go with the 1/6/10. The 10 is going to be my top selection. Number 1, Dank, and at 5-2, Ryan Moore is in the saddle last time out there on Arlington Park, mile 3/16 in the Beverly D Stakes on August 17th. 1 by 4 quarter lengths. He shifted 4 wide and had a solid kick that day. Hasn't run since August 17th. Had a 2-month layoff. Then a Kirk in Ireland on mile 8th in the Kilboy Estate Stakes on July the 21st. 1 by 3 quarter lengths. He had tracked on the leaders third. Had a bit 2 furlongs out and just quickened to the lead up to furlong and a half out. So I do like this horse here. Then I'm going to also go with the 6 horse here. Number 6, Marketing Mix, 7-2, Gary Stevens again I have. Last time out there in San Anita, mile quarter in the Rodeo Drive Stakes, formerly known as Yellow Ribbon Stakes. Probably one of the best preps for this race on September 28th. Came second by a head that day. He had a game between the foes late. I do like that Yellow Ribbon Stakes to prep for this race, because that gives you, if the race is being held at San Anita, that gives you a great gives you a race to go over the course. This horse is used to the course. 3-1 at San Anita. All 3 starts have been at this mile quarter distance. This horse did finish second in this race last year, and then won last year's Rodeo Drive Stakes prep for this race. Then this horse earlier this year ran the Beverly D at Arlington along with Dank. Finished fourth that day behind Dank. He had a brief bit at 3 wide and just to even down. This is the homecoming. The number 6. This is his home course. I think it could do good. I'm gonna put him number 2 in my ticket, but I just for 7-2 I found a bit of a shot to go on top of my ticket, and that is number 10, Kitten Stumblings at 10-1. Joel Rosario is in the saddle. Last time out, there were Keelan Monmouth and Queen Elizabeth III Cup on October the 12th. Won by neck that day. He was 4 wide up and was up late that day. Had 95 speed figure that day. Then Delmar in the Delmar Oaks Monmouth on August 17th. Came fourth by half length. He came out strong. Was very wingly that day. The thing I found with this horse was this horse loves a mile and eighth. Is always driving at the end. I think the extra furlong will help this horse tremendously. The extra furlong will help. Earlier this year in the Lake George Stakes, mile 16th at Saratoga, won by half length. Strong 5 wide to stretch, and was a really good run. First time going a mile quarter, can handle it. I would put marketing mix to 6 horse on top, but at 10-1, a bit of a price here. Gonna go with this one top of my ticket. So recap my bets. First number 5 from San Diego Park, going to 1-6-10. The 10 is my top pick. Going on to the 6th race, which is the 7th running of the Breeders' Cup, Filly Mare Sprint Grade 1, $1 million. For fillies, mares, drills, and upward, going 7 furlongs, we do have a field of 12 horses. Number 1, wide open race, 7 furlongs. And I'm going to go with the 11 horse here. Number 11, Groupie Doll here. Rajiv Murad is in the saddle. Last time out there in Keelan, 6 furlong in the TCA Stakes on October the 5th. Came third by 1 3/4 lengths. He's been between. It was just the outkick that day. Then part on the Presque Isle Masters at Presque Isle Downs, 6.5 furlongs, September 9th on the Tepeta all-weather surface. Won by 1.5 lengths. He had a 5 wide bid at the quarter pole and had a mild drive that day. And then the Gardenia Stakes at Ellis Park on August 10th, first start this year. Came in third by 1 length. He stumbled and steady that day. Do like this horse here. Came second last year Scar Mile. Won this race last year by 4.5 lengths. He was this horse was ridden along 6-4 wide and was driving clear. Do like this horse. Did the same races that he ran she ran last year. Ran in the Presque Isle Masters last year in the TCA. Won both those last year. Only won one of those this year. 5-2 is the favorite. I think this horse can win. So recap my bets. Race number 6 from San Diego Park. Going with the 11. Now on to race number 7, what is the 6th running of the Geico Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint. Grade 1, going for a purse of $1 million here. Down the hill for thrills and upwards, going about 6.5 furlongs. Field of 14 horses here. Going down the unique hillside turf course at San Anita Park. Out of all the races they added, the Breeders' Cup races they added since 2007, I believe this is the most successful one. The turf sprints have becoming more popular in the States in about the last 10 years. Great race here, 14 horses going post. I found 2 horses going with number 5 and number 12. Number 5, Carictado, 8-1. Gary Stevens is in the saddle. Last time out to run the Eddie D Stakes, his first start since January 8th of 2012. That was on September 27th at 6.5 furlongs, San Anita Park in the Eddie D Stakes. Came fourth by 3/4 length at 6.5 down the hill. He was tight on the hill and was 4 wide to stretch. The first 4 finishers are running in this race today. This had a really good start last time out, even though he was tight on the hill and went 4 wide into the stretch. Really good race. Then San Diego 6.5 in Daytona Stakes on January the 8th. Won by 1/4 lengths. He came out the 8th pole and was 4 wide into stretch. Another great race. And then San Diego and Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint at Churchill Downs on November the 11th. Came 5th by 3 lengths. He's 4-6 wide at the move, and was on the turn was very empty. Do you like this horse here? 6.5 furlongs, I think perfect for this horse. And I've also gone with last year's winner, Misdirection, 4-1. Mike Smith going for win number 20 here. Last time out has run since June the 8th in the Just a Game Stakes at Belmont on Yield and Go in 1 mile. Came 5th by 8.25 lengths that day. He was right at the 2 pass and was tied at the quarter pole. Then San Diego 6.5 in the in a 6.5 turf sprint in a grade 3 event. Came first by half lengths. He closed gamely up. Then the Buena Vista Stakes at San Anita 1 mile, won by 2.25 lengths. He had a bit off the rail and held the game. Won this race last year by half length. He was 5 wide into the lane and rallied. This is the only horse that I feel has a really good chance going down the hill. East Coast shippers for this race do not handle the hillside turf course at all. I don't know if it's making the right-hand turn or going over the dirt, but they just do not like it. I think local horses, especially when it's held at San Anita in this Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint, love it. So recap my bets race number 7 for the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint going to 5:12. Let's get on to race number 8, what is the 30th running of the Breeders' Cup Juvenile Grade 1 purse, $2 million here for Colts and Geldings, 2-year-olds, 14 horses, wide open again, mile 16. And I'm going to go with number 13, Havana. 5-2, John Velasquez, Todd Pletcher trains last time out. They're in Belmont Park, 1 mile in the Champagne Stakes on October the 5th. Won by neck that day, got him 93 Spire speed figure. He tracked on the inside and held the game. And then in Saratoga, only ran 2 starts on the main special weight for 80,000 on August 23rd. Won by 2 3/4 lengths. He used at the 2 pass and was a flash and had a whip late. The big question with this horse is, can it run 2 turns? Handled the 1-turn mile at Belmont, good. If this horse could do it here, breaking from all the way from post position number 13, this is pretty much the worst post position you could have other than 14. So the biggest question is post position and speed. This horse is probably going to go to the lead. Can he hold? The track has been favoring to speed horses. That's why I picked this one here. So going with this one. So recap my best race number 8 for the Juvenile. Going with the 13. Let's get on to race number 9. What's the 30th running of the $3 million Breeders' Cup Turf? Grade 1 for 3-year-olds and upwards. Go 1.5 miles. We do have a field of 12 horses here. This race is really good. 1.5 miles. And I'm going to do a 10-cent super here of the 4, 7, 9, 10. My top bet will be number 7, The Feud, is my best bet of the whole Breeders' Cup. But, so, going on to it, I'm going to actually start handicapping here with the 4, Little Mike, last year's winner, 6-1, Mike Smith. Last time out there in Belmont Park, 1.5 miles in the Turf Classic Invitational on September 28th. Won by nose that day. He used 3 wide both turns and was very game that day. Then the Arlington Millions at Arlington Park on August 17th. Came 6 by 4 lengths. He was paced on the inside, just gave away. And then a 4th in the United Nations Stakes. Another really race that wasn't his best. Last time out was Mike Smith's first ride on him. It was an excellent running him for a second time. You never know this horse can come back. Won last year's race by half lengths. He had a bit between and led clear and held. So going with this one, I'm going to also go with the Fuge, which is number 7, 3-1 William Buick. My friend Adam from the UK has kept on telling me about this horse since about August. No, actually, before that, since about July, saying this horse is probably going to come over. This is probably the best horse coming over for the Breeders' Cup. 3-1. Run against the boys, this filly. Last time out there on Leopardstown Mile Quarter in the Irish Champion Stakes on September 7th. Won by 1 1/4 lengths. He's 4th halfway and moved to lead over at the furlong out. It was comfortable. Having a very good 4-year-old season. Then the Yorkshire Oaks at York on August 22nd, 1.5 miles. Won by 4 lengths. He tracked on the inside and was 3 furlongs out. Was the best. The 1.5 mile distance, this horse can handle it. Would have won last year's race if it was a bit longer. Say if it was held at Churchill Downs, this horse would have probably won it because it was at a mile 3/8. Because this horse last year was blocked, core pole, and steadied at the 8th pole. Should have won last year, but if there was a longer distance, would have won. I think this horse is probably one of the best turf horses I've seen come over from England in a long time. So going with this one, my best bet of the whole Breeders' Cup card. And I'm also going to put on my ticket here for my superfecta, number 9, Indy Point, 9-2, Gary Stevens again. Seems like I have Gary Stevens every race. Last time out there, San Anita Mile Quarter and John Henry Turf Classic on September the 29th. Won by 1 1/4 lengths. He's 4 wide into the stretch and led at the 16th pole. Then at the Arlington Millions at Arlington Park on August 17th, Came 13th by 25.5 lengths. He dropped out early. Mile quarter, I don't think this was the right distance for that day against a lot tougher company that day. This race has tougher company also, but I think he can handle it. Is back in California. That was in Chicago. I don't think the Arlington was good for this horse. So going with this one 9-2, and I'm also going to put Big Blue Kitten, the 10 horse with Joe Bravo at 6-1 on my ticket. Last time out there in Belmont Park, a mile and a half in Turf Classic Invitational on September 28th. Came second by a nose that day. He used 2 pass, brushed the fold, and was just denied that day. Finished second to Little Mike. Then Saratoga mile and a half in the Sword Dance on August the 17th. Won by length. He was on the inside way at the quarter pole and rallied. His last 4 starts have been pretty impressive. Won the United Nations, came second to Monmouth Stakes at Monmouth Park. You never know, this course could upset here at 6-1. I don't know if this horse can beat the Fugue. Do you like this one? A horse actually went over to England last year and ran the Princess of Wales Stakes. Came 10th in that one at Royal Ascot. Let's go with this one. So Cat My Bets race number 9 from Sandy Park. Went to 4, 7, 9, 10, 10-cent super box. Putting this 7 as my top selection, my best bet of the day. Let's get on to race number 10 from Santa Anita. What's the 30th running of the Express Bet Breeders' Cup Sprint. Grade 1 going for $1.5 million for 3-year-olds and upwards, going 6 furlongs. We do have a field of 12 horses going 6. And I will be going with the 7-11 here. Number 7. Private Zone, 3-1. Martin Pedroza is in the saddle. Last time out, we're at Belmont Park, 6 from the Vosburg Invitational on September 28th. Came first by neck. He came out and bumped two foes late. That was if you look at the stretch run replay, it was very bumpy. The horses were bumping each other, and there was an inquiry that day. Surprisingly, this horse did not get taken down. Got a 108 buyer that day. Then at Del Mar, 6 furlongs in the Pirates Bounty Stakes. Won by neck that day. He fought back and was on the rail in time. Then ran the Golden Shaheen Stakes at Maidan March 30th. Came 9th. He was early to the lead and had the 3 furlongs on a weekend. Do you like this horse here? Ran on the undercard of last year's British Cup Stakes, in last year's British Cup card in the Damascus Stakes. Came second by 1 quarter length. He pulled early and was caught at the wire. This horse is speed with all these horses. I wouldn't be surprised if we see like a 21 quarter, like 20 quarter, I don't know, 42 half mile, I don't know, I'm just making it up now. And I'll be also going with last year's winner, number 11, Triniberg. Not as good as he was last year. 8-1 Rajiv Murad, first time in the saddle. Last time out in the Santa Anita Sports Sprinting Championship on August 5th at Santa Anita. Came 7 by 22 1/4 lengths. He stalked the pace and just gave away that day. Wasn't his best race. Then in a sprint at Calder, 6 furlongs in July the 6th. Came second by 1 3/4 lengths. He had a bit and was just outfinished that day. And then Churchill Down Stakes at Churchill, 7 furlongs. Came 7 by 12 1/4 lengths. Came in a bit at the start. Hasn't won since last year's Brewers Cup Sprint, which won by 3/4 length. He was at a rate 2-3 wide and dug in. Speed favoring this track. Hopefully can handle it. This horse hasn't been training well, but you never know about this horse. So Cat My Bets race number 10 for Sandy Park. Go to 7-11. The 7 is my top selection. Let's get on to race number 11 for Sandy Park. What is the 30th running of the British Cup Mile, grade 1, $2 million for 3-year-olds and upwards, going 1 mile on the turf course. We do have a field of 10 horses here. 1 mile. And I will be going with the 4, 5, 8 here. The 5 will be my top selection here. Number 4, obviously, 10-1, Joe Calno's in the saddle last time out. The run at Sandy Park, 1 mile in the City of Hope mile in October the 5th. Came 4th by 2 1/4 lengths. He had a bit lead and was clear, but just weakened that day. Then the Del Mar mile, handicap on August 25th at Del Mar. Came first by half length. He was off of step slow and was very gamely that day. And then at Hollywood Park mile and the Shoemaker mile, 1 by 3.5 lengths. He speed and angled and clear. Run last year's Brewers Cup Mile, finished 3rd behind Wise Dan and Animal Kingdom. He fought back on the rail lane, 10-1, watch out for this one. Also going to go with number 5, which is my top pick, Olympic Glory, 4-1 Richard Hughes, who got his first Breeders' Cup win today. Hopefully can make it number 2. Last time out at Ascot on October the 19th in the British Champions Mile, came first by 3 1/4 lengths. He had a gain at the 3 furlongs out and was moving between foes 2 furlongs to clear at the first furlong. Go with this. Do like this one. Then a long shot on September the 15th in the Qatar Prix de Malone de Longchamp Stakes. Came second by 5 lengths. He had a last half. I was twirling 2 furlongs out. Another one of those races. Can hopefully handle this really tough field. And I'll be also going with Wise Dan. What more should I say about this horse? I'm not a big fan of this horse, number 8 Wise Dan. Lost his last start, came second in the Shadwell Mile, most likely because it was on the main track at Keeneland. It was taken off the turf. He was bumped 6 wide and just kept that bay that day. Always driving at the end. Wasn't his best race. Just really wasn't great for him. But then won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 in a row, which was amazing. But those wins, won last year's Breeders' Cup easily, the Breeders' Cup Mile easily last year. Coming back again this year, won the Woodbine Mile easily this year. So this horse, even money. Have other horses like the 5 could be an upsetter. I wouldn't be surprised if there's an upsetter here. So recap my best choice, number 11, Sandy Park, going to 4, 5, 8. The 5 is my top selection. So yeah. Now let's get on to the feature race here on this Breeders' Cup card. What is the 12th race? What's the 30th running of the Breeders' Cup Classic Grade 1 event? Purse of $5 million for 3-year-olds and upwards. Go 1 mile quarter. Field of 11. 12 are supposed to run. Number 11, Run Degree, has been scratched out of the race. Go 1 mile and 1/4 over the Anita dirt track. And I found a couple horses that I will be going with here. Going with the 3, 5, 6, 8, 10-cent super here. Might even play it for $1 here. Gonna box it. Let's start off with number 3, Planteur, 20-1. Ryan Moore is in the saddle. Last time out, throwing long shot from mile 3/16 in Qatar Prix de Stakes on October the 5th. Came in 12th by 35 1/4 lengths. He led furlong out and was headed on the inside 2 furlongs out, just weakened. Windsor Mile Quarter on the Winter Hill Stakes on August 24th. 1 by 1/4 lengths. He was clear 6 furlongs out, yielded in the stretch and 3 furlongs out, edged left. And then at long shot in May the 26th, came second by half lengths in the mile 8th race on the turf. He led early. Biggest question with this horse is, can he handle the dirt? With the 2 horses I have coming in from Europe, can he handle the dirt? 3-1 on synthetics, 1 win, 2/3 distance, 3-1 at. So hopefully he can handle it. Ran Dubai World Cup earlier this year, finished to a 3rd. That start was pretty impressive. Came a 3rd this year and last year's race. Going with this one, and also going to go with the 5 horse here, Declaration of War, 10-1. Joe O'Brien is in the saddle, riding for his dad, Aidan O'Brien. Last time out there in New York on August the 21st, mile 5/16 in the Jubmont International Stakes, 1 by 1/4 lengths. He tracked the leaders a bit 3 furlongs out and was on the lead inside the final furlong and was driven. Then at Deauville in France, August 11th, 1 mile, came fourth by 2 lengths. He was rear-ridden out, 2 furlongs out, was headway, appeared furlong out, and ran on well. Do like this horse here, 1 mile quarter, won both those races. Those were last year. That was on synthetic surfaces. No, excuse me, one of those was on synthetic. The other was on a turf race. Biggest question again with this horse is, can he handle the dirt? If this horse could handle it, this horse won. I'm actually going to put a couple dollars to win on this horse, but I'm going to put $2 across the board on this horse as a long shot wager. And I'm also going to put on my ticket Mucho Macho Man, who I'm going to put on top of my ticket here. Mucho Macho Man, 5-1. Gary Stevens, number 6. Last time out, drawn San Anita Mile 8th in the Awesome Again Stakes on September 28th. Came first by 4 1/4 lengths. He had a bit 3 wide and led into the stretch. The reason I do like this horse to win here has been here since September the 14th. So it has been here since 9:14, and has been standing really well here at San Anita. Loves the course, been training very well over it. Had a and then Saratoga Mile Nathan Whitney handicap on August 3rd. Came in third by 2.25 lengths. He had tipped 4 at the 4 pass and 3 at bowl, was just outkicked, but loves the San Anita course. Came second last year in this race. And then earlier this year, Sunshine Million Classic at Gulfstream on the slop, did not finish, pulled up. This horse hates wet goings. Probably most likely 101% chance of no rain at San Anita. So yeah, so I do like this horse here as my win selection. My top pick, 5-1 Gary Stevens. Let's hopefully the comeback kid can make this race the best for him. And I'm also going to go with Palace Mouse here, number 8 here at 10-1, John Velazquez. This horse always keeps getting talked about. Hasn't done well since the Belmont, which he won. I won the Jim Dandy, but that wasn't his best race. The Belmont was 12th in the Kentucky Derby. Last time out in the Jockey Club, came second by 6 3/4 lengths. He had 3 wide trip and bid at the quarter pole was willingly. I think the 2-turn mount quarter will be excellent for this horse. You just never know about this horse. This horse could be an upsetter here also. The reason I'm not going with Game On Dude here, this horse last year did not do well in this race. Came 7 by 15 lengths. All the attention was on him last year. All the attention's on him again this year. I don't think this horse is really gonna do well. And this horse is with the speed. I don't know if this horse can handle it. He's been on. Came in early in a couple starts. Early this year at San Anita, in the San Anita handicap, won. I'm just not really sure with this horse on his home track. I don't think this horse can win here. I think he's gonna finish out of the money today. So recap my bets for race number 12 from San Anita Park, the Breeders' Cup Classic. I'm gonna go with a 3, 5, 6, 8 Superfecta box for 10 cents. And I'm going to put number 6, Mucho Macho Man, as my top pick to win the Breeders' Cup Classic. But also, watch out for number 5, Declaration of War. I'm also going to put a bid to win on this horse. So, this is Handicapper Steve signing off. Remember, good luck to all. Go to horseracingkid.com. Good luck to all.